New Amsterdam has become an incredibly popular show over its time on the air, but its fan base is divided between which characters they like and which characters they hate. Some like certain characters and some despise others. But which ones are usually mentioned? Well, stay tuned because today we're going to discuss New Amsterdam's most loved and hated characters revealed. To start off this video, we have the most hated characters from New Amsterdam. First up is Valentina Castro. Even though fans loved the overall character of Valentina Castro, something she nearly did in the show pushed her into the most hated category of this list. So, what happened to her character? Well, whilst fans love the dedicated Valentina Castro, they really don't like what she did throughout the show. She created some tension between herself and Helen Sharpe, which was the first straw for fans. She then went on to jeopardize Max's health by blackmailing Sharpe into being co-chair of oncology. She ended up being a threatening presence in the show, and people just really didn't like her. The final straw for fans was her threatening one of the most likable leads in the show, and from that point forward, the fan base decided they hated her. It's crazy how a character can be loved one minute, but because of a few insane actions, they can become one of the most hated in the show. This happens a lot in long-runner TV shows as the writers just don't really know what to do with a character. Maybe this was their intention the entire time though. We don't really know. What we do know is that Valentina Castro is one of the most hated characters on the show, and people can't forget about what she did during her time on the show. Next is Evie Garrison. This character is a little different to most of the others on the show, as she is hated for her little involvement throughout the overall plot of New Amsterdam. So, what has Evie Garrison done to make this fanbase hate her so much? Well, the main reason Evie Garrison is hated is because she really does nothing on the show and is a waste of time right now. She was originally introduced into the show to be a new love interest for Floyd. Outside of this relationship, fans don't really know anything about her, as the show hasn't taken any time to flesh out her character. Yes, this could all change if they take the time to talk about her backstory and actually give her some character. But right now, fans see her as just a waste of time because they have no personal connection to this character. It's a shame, as she could really be a strong female character if the writers seemed to care about her at all. Bringing in a character for the purpose of being a love interest is just such a dated concept at this point in time. People who watch the show want to be invested in a character and want to get to know them. If a character is introduced with the sole purpose of being a love interest and they don't intend on adding more character to them over time, it's just not a great sign. Clearly they just used her as a means to an end so far, but hopefully in the future they will get to writing her a better story arc and give her an actual character. Surprisingly, there aren't many hated characters on the show, so now we're gonna go on to the most loved ones. So stay tuned. First up, Agnes Cow. Agnes Cow is the first most loved character on this list, but why exactly? Well, she originally was a pretty small character in the first few seasons of the show. She worked alongside her mentor Vijay and had little to no importance to the story or to the fan base. As the show went on, she came into more prominence and is now one of the most loved characters in New Amsterdam. She has some amazing moments of kindness, confusion, and of course some really great growth of character. The coolest thing about this character is that fans already love her right now, even though her own personal story is yet to be told. During scenes with her mentor Vijay, she is funny and just overall a really cool character. Her sweet nature and demeanor is what grounds her and is why fans like clicking with every scene she is placed in. Even though she hasn't developed much, fans already love her so much. When she finally gets her backstory and own personal story, she could become the most loved character or compete for the top spot. Next, we have Floyd Reynolds. The next character on this list is just one of the best characters on the show and is easily one of the most loved characters to come out of New Amsterdam. So, what had Floyd Reynolds done to make him such a beloved and overall amazing character? At first, he slowly became less and less involved with the main character interactions of the show as the series went on, but the character's strong work ethic and will make him a great member of the in-show team. This is one of the reasons the fan base loves him so much, even if he's not a part of the main plot and conversations the vast majority of the time. His overall character is what makes the fan base love him. He went on to grow through his interactions throughout the series, and of course his mistakes. Sadly, we saw Floyd leave New Amsterdam during the ending of season 2, and the fan base just didn't like it. We then saw the writers bring the fan favorite character back during season 3, and he has been part of the show ever since. It's great that we saw such a rich character have some great development, and then come back to the show. It really made the fans' day, and they love this character even more now that he is once again a part of the main cast. Stay tuned because these next few are easily the most loved characters on New Amsterdam throughout its history. What about Vijay Kapoor and Iggy Frome? Sadly, Vijay Kapoor has left the show for now, and it's left a really huge hole in the show for the fan base as they love this character so much. But what did he do to make fans love him so much? He was known for his friendship with the amazing Iggy and was the person who Iggy likened to father and son. These two really had amazing chemistry on the show and were the heart of their scenes together. These two helped one another in their work and in their neurology and psychology departments. Their life troubles were also developed, and their famous heartfelt conversations really grasped at the audience's heartstrings. They just really loved the characters, and it was a shame to see Vijay Kapoor leave the show. We are going to bundle both Vijay Kapoor and Iggy Frome together. As these two are like one character to most. Iggy is a man with a huge heart and such an understanding nature. Fans just immediately loved this character and wanted nothing bad to happen to him. Iggy also ended up being the audience's gateway into the show as he represented reflected the struggles of the viewers as well. Fans felt like whatever Iggy did was also what they felt like they were doing. Everyone just loved this character, and now that the duo are no more, the show just isn't the same anymore. And our penultimate character is Helen Sharpe. The penultimate character is easily one of the most loved characters throughout the entirety of New Amsterdam, and is really the heart of the show when she's on screen. Helen Sharpe is the badass female character that the show really needed, and takes the wheel of every situation she can get her hands on. From being Max's stability during the chaos of working in the current environment, to being a friend who sacrificed her friendship for their own well-being. She is just a badass character, and there isn't much more to say about her. Fans just love every moment with her on screen. And finally, we have Max Goodwin. When Max first entered the show, fans didn't really take to him because of his opening actions. He entered the room and fired half of the staff immediately. Fans thought, who is this guy? But later realized it was all for the betterment of the hospital and to make things run better and more efficiently. He became infectious, and fans couldn't get enough of him. They just fell in love with the character and loved every moment with him. His entrance started with a bang, and ever since, fans have just followed him completely. That makes him the most loved character of New Amsterdam. And that's the end of the video. It's great that a show as big as New Amsterdam doesn't have many hated characters, and that the vast majority of the cast are loved by the fan base. Most shows don't have that luxury, so it's awesome to see a show achieve that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching. Bye!